What's up, guys? Hunter Frontier back at it again with another video, and in this video, guys, we're going to be talking about cards that you definitely should be buying before it's too late. And of course, we're going to start off with the Gordian Slicer from Alliance Insight, and I feel like this card is at a good price that you can definitely pick up a playset, and you're still doing pretty well in terms of price. Now, this card was a little more expensive before. It used to be around $9 to $11, but as you can see, it has dipped in price. So it is about $5 now for a near mint copy. And again, it's an interesting card. I wouldn't say it's as essential as something like Triple Tactic Thrust, but I will say that this card is really interesting, and I think that having 3 of is pretty cool in this format, especially when the effect, the activation and the effect cannot be negated. And that is something interesting that we do like to see in Yu-Gi-Oh! So, I mean, I would say just do it. Why not? If you don't like it, you can always just flip it or trade it for something you do want in the future. Moving on, guys, I just want to quickly talk about the Legendary 5Ds box set and the fact that it's lowest, it's almost $45 on TCGPlayer, when it really is only $32. So again, I just would advise you guys not to pay pre-sale on TCGPlayer because you don't understand how many people actually do that, and it just it makes no sense at all. It just makes no sense at all. So just kind of stay away from things like that. But I do see that people are trying to probably just buy like the deck separately, and even then I don't think you should do that. I feel like it's probably just, it makes more sense value wise that you just pick up the box as a whole. But again, that's just my opinion. You guys do what you want with your money, but again, I just wanted to let you know my thoughts on that. And then going to Bystial Dis Pater. Now, this card has been getting bought out more recently, and this is more of the prismatic secret version for about $26. The card has been going up in price, and I think just because this card is an amazing synchro card to have in the format, and you can still see the Ultra going for about $18, $19. So it's not a bad price, but now you can actually see it getting bought out again. So 24, 25, up close to 30. And if we go here, you guys can actually see that, wow, the prismatic is actually the lower rarity version. Well, not the lower rarity, but the lower price version, even though the prismatic is actually the higher rarity version of this card. So either way, I think that you guys definitely should maybe pick this card up before it's too late, because who knows when we're actually getting that reprint. So it's something that you kind of just want to be wary of. But moving on, guys, we have Gravekeepers in Inscription, and we have 2 copies on market, and we've had this card on this one for a while. This card is a great card. It does a lot in terms of a spell card that you want to use against your opponent. At the start of your main phase 1, neither player can activate cards in the graveyard, neither player can banish cards from the graveyard, and neither player can special summon monsters from the graveyard. So it's for both of you, but again, I think that it's a really cool effect, and it's a great value wise, right? And this card was a quick play, I think that would do really well. But the fact that, again, it's still a normal spell and does all of this, I think it's worth picking up. And for the price it's at too, about $7, it used to be around $4 to $5. Remember, it only has the 1 printing, so honestly, I would say that this is a card that you definitely should be picking up for your decks or just for your binders, just in case you might need it in the future. Moving on, we have Time Tearing Morganite, and I don't know if you guys remember, but this card was getting bought out not too long ago, and you guys can see that lowest is about $3.55 and climbing. But there was a time when this card was being used a lot, and who's to say that you can't use this in Genesis format, right? I mean, of course, we do have Pot of Greed, but we do have other effects that you can actually use with this. You can conduct 2 normal summons or sets per turn. You can banish this card from your graveyard, discard 1 Time Tearing Morganite. Your opponent cannot activate monster effects when you normal summon. So a lot more they can offer, regarding past the draw 2. But remember, the draw 2 is actually for the rest of the duel as well, so you're not getting draw 2 just for 1. It's like Pot of Greed every single turn. So definitely consider that too when you're considering Time Tearing Morganite. And then just kind of your little reminder to go ahead and pick up your Fuarloses. How I see it in the format is that every time we have a Molcharmy card, it gets reprinted, it goes to the next Molcharmy card that's like, okay, when's the last time you got reprinted, right? That's when cards usually start going up. Like when Polaria went out of crazy in price for no reason. It had several copies, but it was because when's the next time we're getting the reprint, right? You're also seeing that with the other Molcharmy card, but that's getting a reprint in the Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds decks. So that's why the price is kind of cool there. Now we're back to Fuarlos. When are we going to see more reprints for this card? So you guys will see that lowest will be $19, $22, but Then for how long, it'll be 25 and 30 bucks for the lowest copy. So you want to make sure you have your copies of this, because it did come out in Stampede, but again, Stampede came out months ago. So if you wait too long, easily this card's gonna be lowest 30 bucks on market. So something that I just wanted to point out to you guys. And then again, another reminder to get your RB cards. I think that RB is a very decent engine to have, and it's actually really, really cheap too. Like, you can pick up everything under 15 bucks, and that's actually a really good deal. So I would actually go ahead and advise you guys to do that. Now you have your cards from Doom of Dimensions, you have cards from Duelist Advance, and all together that's under 15 bucks. You have to really think about that. That's a cool engine to kind of have. Now if you want to stunt, you want to get some Starlight Rares, you can go ahead and do so too. I mean, they're a little more expensive, but compared to other engines and how long they've been in the format, you got to really compare that. Like, it's actually a very good price. So just to kind of point that out. And then we have Power Filter, a card that again only has 2 copies on market, and it's a very good card. You know, it was a good card against decks like Polaria, right? And I would say that even other decks in the future, the ones that, you know, their main starters are actually under 1,000, it does a lot against them. And the fact that it only has 2 copies, who really knows when it's getting a reprint, right? We don't have sets like Stampede where they're just going to randomly reprint these cards. So it's a great card. It's older, and I think that the earliest copy reprint that we have was from OTS pack 16. So definitely, you know, I would consider grabbing this card too before it's too late. And it's always a nice card to have just for your side deck, right? For what you're facing against in the meta. Next up, guys, we have Dominus Spiral, and this card coming out of Doom of Dimensions, I think it's one of the worst Dominus cards, but I will say for what it does, the compulsory effect, it's not too bad, especially compared with the price for about 15 bucks. The fact that you can activate this card, target a monster your opponent controls, return it to the hand or extra deck, and if you control no traps in your graveyard, they get the effect of summoning something back from their graveyard, that Monster Reborn effect. But if you do, they don't get that effect, right? The only downside is if you act this card from your hand, you cannot activate the effects of light and darkness monsters for the rest of this duel, which I think is a terrible effect. But again, if you're using it correctly, it's not the worst for $15. So I kind of wanted to just point it out for you guys to maybe see if you do want it. I would see it's one of the better selling cards this week, but again, I think if there's any other reason why, let me know down below. But overall, I don't think it's too bad for 15 bucks. Moving on, we have Crimson Gaia, and this is from the Crimson King structure deck. As you guys know, Red Dragon Archfiend is a very popular deck for Genesis format, and the fact that this card's a common card, it's not the first time it's actually been bought out like this. So it's something that you do want to pick up sooner rather than later, because when are we getting a holo copy? Who really knows? And guys, finally we have Branded Fusion on the list here, and I will say that Brand has been getting more popularity recently, and with that comes, of course, more buyouts. So with Branded Fusion, you guys can see the Quarter Century Secret has been bought out for a while, but I think with the announcement, it's going to keep that price even go higher. If you want a nice rarity copy, Ultimate Rare is nice. It has been low for a little time. I think that this is the time to actually go ahead and buy it into it if you guys want that type of rarity from OTS 22. If you want a lower rare copy, you don't really care about the, of course, the rarity of it, get the super rare for about 25 cents. If not, a nice, still blinged out version is secret rare for about a little over $2.50. But I just want to, of course, bring it to you guys, to your attention. But let me know down below, of course, if I missed any cards. But guys, if you liked the video, make sure to give it a huge like. Let me know down below what you think about today's video. And if you guys are not subscribed to the channel, what are you doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn notification bell on so you're updated the next time I upload new videos. All right, guys, I will catch you in the next one. Hopefully you enjoy the rest of your day or night, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.